Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Got in.
G'day, Chloe.
How's it going?
I'm going pretty well. You're getting good at this intro stuff.
I know, right? I had to get in before you today. We're normally talking over the top of each other, so I thought I'd get in there.
Yeah. And the award for most awkward intros in podcast history goes to Up Late with Glenn.
Are you surprised? Because I'm not.
Nah.
No.
I would like to give an official welcome to the people watching. If you've stumbled across this video, which I'm sure a lot of people do, just stumble across us, this is what you would call bonus content from the podcast Good Movie Monday, which we drop on a Monday. And of course, Chloe comes from her own podcast as well, Movie Night with the Ritchie Girls, currently on hiatus, but can't wait for that to come back.
Soon.
Woo! Excellent.
Yep.
I'm excited.
There are tingles in the works.
Tingles in the works. I've had that.
That doesn't make any sense, but
no.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I had that earlier and I realised I was just sitting on my foot wrong.
Sitting on the toilet too long.
Yeah, that's right. It's the worst kind of tingles.
I decided to go for a movie mug this week. My only movie mug that I own. You went classic. You went classic, yeah. This is the only movie mug that I own, or movie theme mug, apart from Minions, and I hate those little fuckers. So
yeah,
I went with Harry Potter.
I can always say, like, I pulled this mug out of thin air. Hang on, now it won't work. Ready?
Ooh, I'm surprised the green shows up.
Well, it's not a green screen.
It's not a green screen.
It's not a
green
screen.
Yeah, that's.
There's our tagline.
Good one, Chloe.
Up late with Glenn and Chloe.
I mean, it works. It fits for our segment, yeah.
I wanted to touch upon something, carry over a little bit of a theme from Monday's Good Movie Monday. We talked about school stuff. We were reminiscing, and I wanted to just sort of reminisce a little bit with you about your school days, and I want to know what your average school lunch looked like.
My school lunch was like Vegemite sandwich or a ham sandwich. And it always had about like this much ham in it because I love ham. And all my friends used to make fun of me because of how much ham I had in my sandwich. And like some pizza shapes and a piece of fruit.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, so this ham, was it like shaved ham stacked, or did your mum just cut corners and go the ham steak straight in there?
No. It was shaved ham stacked. You gotta.
It's like the American pastrami sandwich, and it's like this fucking high.
Oof.
Yeah.
Chow down, bro. Chow down.
Perfect description. Oof.
Yep. Oh. Oof. It was my favorite. And during the summer, we'd go to the canteen and they'd have frozen grapes. Yeah. And that was always the best.
Yep. I still like put grapes and raspberries in ice blocks in the fridge.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Sometimes instead of water, I put like an orange juice or like a lemon water or something like that in there.
Or like beer.
Vodka doesn't freeze. Try that.
But, you can freeze some wine. Put that in your wine glass over the summer. There's a little Chloe hint for you guys. From the non-drinker.
Yeah. When I first met you, I don't drink, and then fucking you do.
Halloween, it was such a nice day. I had my best friend come down from Melbourne, and we sat on my front veranda. And as the kids came, the little kids who came early in the day were around trick-or-treating. We were sat in my little love seat on the front veranda, sipping wine, and all the mums are like, we've got the wrong idea. We need to sit with you. Yeah.
It sounds like fun.
It was lovely.
Excellent. All right, down to business. Brass tacks, if you will. We should talk about some movie stuff.
I wanted to ask you a question. Now, I don't want to know about the movie.
Okay.
But you went to the theater.
The theater.
The theater.
Yes. Ben and myself went to the premiere of Eternals, the new Marvel film.
I just want to know, how did it feel getting back into the cinema?
Oh, it was great. And for people that don't know what these events are like, they're red carpet affairs. They've got media walls and lots of free alcohol and food and stuff for you. I didn't partake in the alcohol simply because I'm like I'm the worst drinker. I'm gone within like 2 sips, and they were doing
Two Sip
cocktails.
Screamer. That was my nickname.
2 sips tit face. That's what I get. But no, they were doing these sort of cocktails where you got to watch them infuse whatever flavor you chose, and it was
Ah.
almost like they were straining tea. Anyway, I didn't partake because I knew I wouldn't be able to drive home. So, but the event was good. It was definitely good. Yeah. Oh, that's all.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're finally back in the cinema.
Yeah.
It makes all the difference.
We'll be back again on Friday for the new James Bond film.
Oh.
So it's good. But the other thing it reminds you is like during lockdown when all of this stuff was on hiatus and on pause, you got used to being at home watching screeners. So the studios would send you the screeners instead and you'd watch them from home, which, as you know, I invested in like a cinema room so that I could actually watch these movies in advance in a theatrical kind of environment.
Yep.
And now we're back at the cinemas. But, you know, it is good. It's a big trip for me to drive in and out of the city because I don't exactly live close.
Yeah, but you know, it's special. And it's cool that you get to do that as well. So I liked looking at all the photos. It made me smile because I'm like, oh, he's back in the cinema. He'll love that.
I should have taken more, but they cloak your phones. Disney like to cloak your phones, and you can't take your phones with you. Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway,
I wasn't going to ask you about the movie, so I was just wanting to ask about the cinema experience. Okay?
Yeah, cool.
So.
Cool. I'm not going to say a word. But yeah, I hope you can come to one of those screenings at some point in time when there's one that tickles your fancy.
I'm dying to go.
Yeah, cool.
Dying.
We'll make that happen. Sure, next year there'll be tons.
That'll be fun. Well, I'll have to make sure that I'm available.
Cool.
At least one. At least.
At least one, yeah.
At least.
Be the one that Ben doesn't want to go to, or forgets to.
Well, the movie he doesn't want to see.
Yeah.
So to get on to movies, I saw that there was that what's his name, Norman Reedus and Sean.
Boondock Saints 3.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know there was a 2.
Oh, I spoke about number 2 on the show on Monday.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
because it wasn't even in relation to this. It was we're talking about school movies, and the actor Clifton Collins Jr. came up in conversation because he was in a school movie called 187, and he plays the main villain in Boondock Saints 2, and that's my favorite performance of his. So just so weird that that would get spoken about, and now you bring it up. I'm excited. I love Boondock Saints. It's just great.
I am. So one of my husband's best friends, it's his favorite movie of all time. He can quote it back to front. He's seen it that many times.
Yeah.
And I watched it and it's good, but I didn't see the real hype about it.
Is this number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
Yeah, look, number 1 came along and it was a real sleeper hit. Like it didn't do anything. It went nowhere, and it wasn't until it hit video rental that it became a hit and a cult sort of thing. And yeah, its audience, its fan base is really fevered. Like they're really diehard passionates.
Yeah, I've noticed
in a very big way. And the movie's fantastic. I think it takes a few attempts to really get the most out of it, but it's got a great backstory. Like the director was this hot shot that thought he was as good as Tarantino and kind of went ballistic on his ego, just went unchecked, and so he became this guy that thought way too highly of himself and then burnt every single bridge he had in Hollywood and was practically blacklisted for maybe 10 to 15 years, and he eventually got number 2 off the ground, but it's also taken him this long to get number 3 happening. And
so he's done all of them then.
Yeah, and there's a documentary all about him and his ego, which is pretty cool. But yeah,
didn't know any of that.
There you go. It's yeah, I do love the first one. The second one is much more like higher budget, stylized. Most of the fans don't like it as much, but I think there's a kink to it. I like it.
I didn't hate it. I like all the blood and all that kind of the violence. I like that kind of stuff. And look, I mainly just watched it for Norman Reedus, to be honest with you. And also because it's one of those movies that like everyone has seen, you know, everyone has seen Boondock Saints, you know. I just got caught up in the terrible accents. I just don't think Norman Reedus does a great Irish accent, and it did irritate me a little bit. And I think that was mainly what was like drawing my attention. I couldn't focus on other things. So
Sure.
as much as I love him, I feel like that was a bit of a downfall in that
Yeah,
movie.
totally. And it's a very low budget kind of movie as well. I think there's plenty of redeeming qualities to it. Like Billy Connolly particularly is just great.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, cool. I'm excited about the fact that it's coming out just because, and also I think the first one is a moment of its time. Like I think you kind of had to be there in the 90s when it got released to really understand the culture that surrounded it.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe
Bit more
I don't know.
grungy.
Yeah, kind of. It was sort of when Tarantino first hit. There was a whole lot of copycat kind of directors and films, and it was one of those, but one of the better
Yeah,
ones.
okay. Yeah.
Cool.
But it's exciting. I'm excited for my friend that a third one's coming out. I'm sure he'll be absolutely stacked.
Yeah, totally. I'm excited. Well, there was something else that triggered a thought in my head, and I've lost it. But fuck. Anyway, did you see the trailer for Lightyear?
Yeah.
I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm a little bit up in the air about it. Like I don't, so is it meant to be like prequel to Toy
No.
Story?
Well, kind of. Like this is the interesting thing, and it's no one's really putting much thought into their criticisms. A lot of people have come out swinging, saying like, "How can you replace Tim Allen? You know, as the voice of Buzz Lightyear? Because Chris
Yeah.
Evans is playing the voice, right?" But
Okay.
this is not Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. This is the real figure that the toy line was based on.
Oh, I see.
So
I
it's
see,
like
I see,
it's
I
like as
see.
if they were to release, you know, a line of Steve Irwin dolls, like figurines,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then that's not Steve Irwin, that's the figurine. So this movie is
Right.
about the real life hero that inspired the toy line.
Ah, see, I didn't even know that. So
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I didn't die over with it, you know.
Yeah.
I was kind of a little bit confused about it. I just didn't know what to think. Like it was intriguing, you know,
Yeah.
like sort of like what's the word? Live action cartoon. The animation was
There was
phenomenal in the trailer.
Certainly a whole lot of realism in it, even though it's like, you know, that's what Pixar have always done, right? They brought realism to their animation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be really interesting. I like I said, I didn't know what to think about it because I didn't know what the concept was behind it. But knowing that, yeah.
And let's just hope they leave it at that trailer. We don't need any more. That'll do, and then just release the fucking movie.
This is going back to our conversation last week, and I completely agree with you because if we keep getting more and more, I'm not going to want to see the movie because I felt like I've already seen it. So leave it at what we've seen. It's caught my attention. I'm intrigued. So
excellent.
Agree.
I also read and Brendan Fraser has been cast as a villain in the new Batgirl movie, and he's having a massive, you know, resurgence at the moment, which in part is off the back of his story as to why he was sort of outcast from Hollywood, or, you know, yeah, we won't go into that, but there was, you know, his own personal stories with Hollywood and the Me Too movement. And I find that that's strange. I feel like, is it a pity train that he's come back because everyone suddenly feels sorry for him, or is this a merit-based comeback? You know, because I've never given Brendan Fraser much credit. I don't think he's a good actor.
Oh, really?
I really don't. I can't really find an excellent performance. Maybe Blast from the Past, but he's been
That's
in
a good movie.
He's been in some decent movies. I don't think he's ever been great.
Oh, see, I completely disagree with you. I think he's amazing.
Don't say The Mummy.
That is a great movie. That's a fucking great movie.
The word great is far too generous.
No. That is a great movie. I like him in everything. Encino Man is like,
Yeah,
I
Man's
love
good.
that movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. That is a great movie, but that's not a great performance. That's just a performance.
I mean, it's hard to act like a caveman when you don't know what the caveman acts like. He does his best, and I think he's just gorgeous enough to pass that off.
See, gorgeous being the operative word there, right? Because he's not.
And did you see him in that white shirt in George of the Jungle? I mean,
Would you like?
come on,
All right. Well,
Glenn.
then the question is, would you like to see him in a white shirt now?
Sure.
It's not a dad bod; it's a mum bod.
It's a dumpy Barbie mum bod.
Best thing ever. Best thing ever. The dumpy Barbie. Best thing. I put that on fucking TikTok.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to. What are we gonna have to do? Trademark that dumpy Barbie mum.
Yeah, I know. If they bring out dumpy Barbie, better have your likeness, and there better be some money.
I better get some royalties.
I think so.
No, I really like Brendan Fraser. I've always liked Brendan Fraser. I think he's really funny. He's animated. I think he is a good actor. That's just me though.
Okay,
I like
okay.
him.
No-
There's not a performance I've seen of his that I don't like.
Awesome. Well, that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? And it's
Mhm.
it's just how it is. One thing I'll give him credit for, performance-wise, is probably another one called Gods and Monsters that he's in with Ian McKellen.
Yep.
That is a great performance, and I think that's probably the only one that's worth any kind of accolade. But he's going to be popping up in some really prominent films, the new Martin Scorsese movie, and a few others. So
I'd love to see him back on the screens. I'd love it.
yeah, look, I would love it, and if he comes back better than he was before, then that's a real comeback.
Oh, it's hard to top, mate. It's hard to top.
Listen to what we've just talked about. It's not.
I mean, I'm disagreeing with you. I like him in everything. I think he's great.
Did you ever see the sequel to Encino Man?
No, I didn't either. No, there was. You know me. I don't know about sequels.
Oh, it's not one worth really.
Does it have
down.
Sean Astin in it?
No, it's called Encino Woman.
Does it have Pauly Shore in it?
No.
Not worth it.
I know. If you're not squeezing the juice, buddy, then
I've seen him on TikTok, and he's not funny.
Pauly Shore is an acquired taste. He's a bit like Bobcat Goldthwait. They have their niche, and when they're deep within their niche, they are exceptional. And when they're just sort of on the fringes, they're really awful.
Yes, I agree right there.
He made a great film though. He directed one called Pauly Shore is Dead, and that's pretty good.
I've seen that pop up, but I've never actually watched it. I've never had the guts to watch it because I like him too much in Encino Man. So I'm like, yeah.
My wife constantly watches Son-in-Law, movie he made.
Oh, yeah. That's on the list actually because I wanted to watch that one. That's on my list. I haven't seen it yet. But if Mel approves it, then
yeah, Mel be my wife, not just
yeah.
some
Sorry,
dude.
If she approves it, then I'll put it at the top of the list.
I know something you'll be excited for. The theatrical adaptation of Wicked starts shooting in March. Say what?
Whoa, what?
Yeah,
Really?
I don't know any of the details. Like I don't know who's in it, don't know who's directing it, but I did read that it's going into production early next year.
Oof. I like
There it
speaking
is
as
again.
a true
Oof.
speaking as a true like original lover. I really hope it's Idina and Kristen.
It won't be, but yeah.
I know it won't be, but we can always hope. I would really love that. However, I know that's probably not a possibility. But the thing is, when I actually saw Wicked on Broadway, I wasn't blown away by the actual play itself. It was more the soundtrack that blew me away. But I don't know if that was me being like super duper jet lagged, or if it just didn't grab my attention. So it'll be interesting to see. Is it kind of like what Hamilton's going to be, like what Hamilton was, or?
I don't know. I think it'll be a proper adaptation. Like it'll be in the land of Oz. It won't be, two-dimensional. It'll definitely be this, story set in the real Oz as opposed to on a stage. Kind of like the way they brought Fan of the Opera to life, which, that was a bit of a dud because they just miscast that in every role. But the production was great. That's the thing. So as long as the production's good, that kind of halfway gets you there.
Oh, see, you know me. I'm the opposite. Cast is everything to me.
No, cast
makes
is
or
everything.
breaks it.
But that's exactly what I just said. Is that they miscast that film, and that's why it tanked. Like it was just poorly cast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the fact it was still good to look at, like it was a good adaptation in the sense that what you're looking at is what you would envision that world would be in real life.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So
Fair
long
enough.
as they get Oz right, I'll be there, like, and enjoying what I'm looking at. But yeah, if they don't nail the casting, then it's, I'm not looking forward to it anyway. You know me with Wizard of Oz, I'm pretty precious about it. And
What do you think about the whole theory about one of the actors hanging himself in the background?
there's so many conspiracy theories and things like that. No, I
Do
mean
you
that
believe
little
that? I
thing
don't
you see
believe
swinging.
that.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It'd be like a lighting rig or something. Because back in those days, the lights and all that and different rigs were balanced by sacks of sand.
Yeah.
So it would have been that. It's like, do you remember Three Men and a Baby when there was that
Mhm.
rumor that there was a ghost in the background and it
Yep.
was just a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson that was in the movie 5 minutes beforehand? It's the exact same fucking thing. Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Speaking of played out,
Hmm.
I'm really disappointed that they're making another Garfield movie. I don't think that's needed.
Well, no. Let's back that up. Let's back that up because you're comparing that to the Bill Murray movies, right?
Any of them. I'm not a fan of any of them.
Hang on, but Garfield goes right back to the 80s. Like this is
Mhm.
some of the greatest comic strip content of all time.
Yeah, comic strips. It's great. I don't like any of the movies.
But even like the 1980s cartoons, they were just so good.
Oh, the cartoons maybe. Yeah, but like the newer live adaptation ones. Like, don't you feel like he's been overplayed?
Well, no, I just think they made two very shithouse live action movies. This is not a live action movie. This is an animated movie. And if they can recapture the essence of the 80s, then I am all on board for this one.
Yeah, I just feel like it's been done. And I don't know, maybe they need to wait longer before they do more Garfield, but I'm just not a fan of Garfield.
I don't know if that. Well, yeah, okay, no, that's fair enough. I don't think they need to wait longer because I think the kids that grew up with those two live action movies with Bill Murray, they're grown up. Like they don't matter anymore. So we've got a new generation of kids. No, we've got a new
There
generation.
goes half our audience, Glenn. You don't matter.
But like we've got a whole new generation of kids that don't know Garfield. It's a good opportunity to redo it and do it right. Forget all of I mean, what they won't do, which I think they should do, is go back to some traditional 2D sort of cell animation
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to CGI, right?
Yep.
You know,
So is this going to be all animation?
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because Chris Pratt is taking on the role of Garfield, and he just also, what was it? He took on the role of Mario, which in the new Mario Brothers movie that's coming up. So he's jumping into that world. He's got a good voice for Garfield though, because Garfield has that very laid back, sort of almost stoner kind of voice.
Well, I thought he would have been good for that dog. What's Odie? I thought he would have been good for the dog. Or does the dog not talk? See, like I don't pay attention.
I don't remember Odie talking.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go. See, that's how much I care about Garfield.
Look,
but the thing is, like, I really like Chris Pratt, and I don't know. He's just been taking some not very good roles, in my personal opinion, lately.
No, I completely agree. Completely agree. I've never really loved him, so it's neither here nor there for me. I don't think he's that special either.
I loved him, like back in Parks and Rec days, before he was Star-Lord, before he was super jacked.
When he had Mumbot.
He was even better then.
He was good then.
Yeah.
I think Hollywood did something to him for sure.
He's gone too serious. He was so fucking funny. So fucking funny. I will rewatch those blooper reels of Parks and Rec just to make my day a little bit brighter and to make me laugh and so I can get up and go again. That's when he was at his peak.
Cool. Well, not movie 43 where he begs Anna Faris to shit on him?
I haven't seen that.
Okay. All he wants is a nice big shit on his chest.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to watch that now because I don't want him even more ruined for me.
Oh, shit.
Dear God.
But anyway, well, Garfield, we'll wait and see. We
can maybe shit indeed.
Talk about that when we see some kind of trailer or footage from it. Who knows? I'd love to see a revival of traditional animation. I'd just love to.
I agree with you. You know what I'm like. I would love to bring it all back to basics.
You've had I mean, Pixar are fantastic. There's no doubting the magic of what they do and DreamWorks and all that. But then in Japan, you've had the Studio Ghibli sticking to the 2D, cell animation, and they're just as good, if not better, than half the stuff coming out of Hollywood. But
Agreed.
anyway,
Agreed.
here's a funny one. I read that Kristen Stewart said that she believes she's only ever made 5 good films.
Oh.
And this is going back to we've talked about on the show. John Cusack once said he's only made 2 good movies. So
Oh.
yeah, the rest are just
Did she name them?
No, and that's the interesting thing. Like, it's a clever little bit of tabloid, sensationalism. Throw that out and have everyone guess what those movies are.
Twilight 1, Twilight 2.
Fucking hell.
Panic Room.
Catch that kid.
Zathura.
Well, that was good. That's a great movie.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good.
That's
movie.
the real sequel to. That's the real sequel to Jumanji.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I found that out recently, actually.
No, that actually is one I would have had on my Halloween list for kids. It's a really scary movie for little kids for Halloween.
Oh, all right. I might put it on the list for the kids then.
And you love Dak Shepard, don't you?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Speaking of him, Ben and I last week had a Saturday to ourselves, and we just sat and binged movies all day. We ate lots of lollies, lots of chips, heaps of American ribs and junk food. Like we acted like the 2 fat guys we are, right? And we watched
my dream.
We watched Buddy Games, which is got Dak Shepard in it. We laughed from start to finish. Like, we laughed so fucking hard. That was an exceptional, what would you call it? Just comedy. Like, it's a dumb frat house style comedy. And
isn't it great?
Oh,
Yep.
From go to woe, just funny. And
funny.
It didn't play for any kind of political correctness. It just went balls to the wall.
Yep. Same with Idiocracy.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a classic. That's Mike Judd. His films are politically charged, though. That's the thing.
But when you can make them like that, who cares?
I know. But that whole thing with Idiocracy it's a statement on where we're going as a society.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a good one.
And have you seen the movie adaptation he directed of Chips?
Yeah, I have. It's okay.
I don't think I've laughed that hard I put off watching it for so long because I'm just like, oh, it's just going to be another stupid movie.
Yeah.
I almost wet my pants laughing at that movie. I love Dax. I think he's brilliant.
That's interesting that you say that, because Ben and I were having that conversation, and Ben hates his guts. Ben doesn't think he's funny at all, right? And I'm kind of on the fence. I don't think one way or the other about Dak Shepard. I enjoy watching him in movies. I don't think he's as funny as a lot of people would like to let on he is, whatever. But that movie, Chips, I think I was the only person I knew that gave it a thumbs up. Like, I really took a lot from it. In retrospect, I don't think it's a great film. But I likened it to Baywatch because that was hysterical. That movie was absolutely funny, and yet very few people I know would agree.
See, I think Chips is funnier than Baywatch.
I'd say on par.
On par?
Yeah.
The thing with Dax is he takes you off guard. He's actually incredibly, incredibly smart, and he knows how to talk to people. He knows how to open them up. Like, if you've listened to his podcast, which I do, I love the way he talks to people. He's so honest, and he completely admits it. He goes, that's what the world knows me as. They know me as the lovable blonde dumbass. He goes, and I make money from it. So why wouldn't I keep doing it?
No, of course.
Who cares if I'm typecast? Like, he's happy because he gets to work.
I've got nothing against typecast. That's the way the world works, and that's how celebrities become celebrities. But yeah,
it's just how I'm typecast as, the beautiful supermodel type, like, mom, just like.
Yeah, well, haven't you subverted that with Dumpy Barbie?
Sorry, I had to throw that in there, a little bit of comedy for you guys. I'm
looking forward to the evolution where you move on to Frumpy Barbie. That'll be good.
Frumpy Barbie. Frumpy and Dumpy. It's a line.
Okay. Well, we're going to change the bio on the website, and forevermore, you will be Dumpy Frumpy.
Mum Barbie.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wasn't trying, but I was telling Ben that I think Dax has a little bit more to him than what
Mhm.
he would have me believe. But anyway, it was a great movie. I think it's very similar to Tag, which was also a good one.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah, I think
Jeremy Renner.
one of the funniest things I've
So
seen
good.
in movies in a long time is just that slow motion scene of them coming around the corner in the corridor. Like that is just funny to me.
I
Just
think I'm
like
going to go back and watch that one this weekend. I really, really liked
Yeah.
watching that movie.
if Ben wasn't such an old man and wanting to go to bed early, he left me at like 7:30.
My
He
God.
he did come over like in the morning, and then we watched all day long. But we would have done Tag next if it was not for that.
Ah, damn.
I know.
Missed opportunity, Ben. Get your shit together.
Fucking A. Anyway, we're almost out of time. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
I mean, that's kind of all I had on my list for this week. I did come prepared again, because
That's kind of impressive.
I'm bringing my game.
It's
But
not
yeah, I didn't
impressive. It's expected.
if people can't tell. Yeah, no, that's pretty much all I had on my list because nothing else was really popping out at me this week in
I think
terms of
this is going to be a trend moving forward as the summer hits. I don't think we're going to have much in the way of movie news or.
well, most of the blockbusters have already come out during their summer and stuff, hasn't it? So
We're kind of also hitting that period now where the real effects of the pandemic are coming in. When everything got put on hold, we're going to hit that sort of stagnant time. For the
yeah,
next
yep.
6 months or so. Oh well, we can just
Well-
talk about memories and shit.
Absolutely, I got plenty of those.
Well, I will dive deeper into your lunchbox habits. How about that?
Oh my God, the people will be wrapped.
It can't. Well, your sandwich was wrapped well, and it can't all be stories of stacked ham. I'm sure there were other things. I'm sure you enjoyed a Prima every once in a while.
Frozen yogurt,
Who are you?
as in like the little Yoplait sachets. Mum would freeze them in the freezer and stick them in my lunchbox, and it would keep my lunch cold all day, and I'd have a nice cold yogurt.
Mums are smart.
Yeah, she's pretty good. Cut to these days where I had an off one once and I haven't eaten another yogurt since.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, it reminds me of
Yeah.
Notting Hill when Spike eats the fucking mayonnaise. Something wrong with this yogurt.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes, that's because it's mayonnaise. Oh, yeah, that's it. Chicks dig grey.
Oh my God, he's the best.
Yeah,
He's so funny.
awesome. Well, thanks for another insightful, engaging, delightful, whatever video.
Yeah. I mean, you're welcome.
Let's face it, you could do this on your own.
Only I don't, because I only come half prepared sometimes.
Welcome to 5 Minutes with Chloe.
On my very wonky opinions, and that's it.
Yes. We will never top the sign off from last week, so we may as well just end it here.
All right, sounds good.
See you next week.
See ya, bye.